start the show, man, and then we'll get some freestyling in. Let's find out who people are. Let's meet everybody.
So my name is Strong Arm, and I am the host of the Trap Anime Podcast.
Okay, let's not blow over that. His name is Strong Arm. Now, how many of y'all, by a show of hands, believe this Negro's name really is Strong Arm? I checked it out. He was given the name Strong Arm. Go ahead, bro.
And this lovely man right here is none other than Mr. Gary Anthony Williams.
Hi, everybody. Have I personally met? I did not meet you today.
I met you yesterday, but I had a bunch more hair yesterday.
Well,
I was a Jedi.
Oh, I totally remember you from yesterday, man. Did I meet everybody who's in this room already? Yeah, I didn't meet you. What's your name, sir?
Oh, Yvonne.
What's your name?
Oh, Yvonne.
Say that. Somebody say that for me close.
Oh, it's Yvonne.
Yvonne.
Oh,
nice
yes.
to meet you, Yvonne. Who else did I not meet? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I met you. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Russell. Yeah, I'm a vendor, so I don't get to meet the celebrities so much because I'm working.
Celebrities. I haven't met any myself. Adam, nice to meet you, Adam. I'm Gary. It's just a real pleasure. A pleasure to see a white man just holding it down. Now, this here panel is mostly for the white folks. Black folks, y'all welcome to stay, but you need to move to the back. He's horrible, Uncle Ruckus. If nobody knows who Ruckus is, this may be the wrong day for you. I don't have anything to say. I'll just kind of give you a quick origin story of me, where I come from. Strong Arm, throw in anything you want to at any point. I trust you with everything, with my child, with everything. Though we've never met before, he just seems like a trustworthy guy with a green head. I'll just give you a little bit of my origin story and Uncle Ruckus, and then this is about you guys. I'm going to open it up to whatever questions you want to ask, and I'm here to talk. Hey, George, how you doing? Always a pleasure to see you that day. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Uncle Ruckus, I thought we could play some games.
Okay, let me just tell them a little bit, and we can play all kinds of games, man. I ain't scared. Gary, I'm from the South. I'm from Fayetteville, Georgia, which is south of Atlanta. I grew up in the woods. And a lot of people go, where'd you get Uncle Ruckus's voice from? The voice I just kind of made up from like the look of Ruckus, like he's just a big old slow moving guy. But since I'm Southern, I put that Southernness in there. And the attitude came from, I have a huge family. I have 6 sisters, 2 brothers. And believe it or not, I have a mom and a dad. I have both of those. And growing up, like on a weekend, there would be some dudes come over to see my dad. And my dad didn't drink anymore. Apparently he used to drink a lot. As a kid, I never saw him drink. But his friends would always come over, and some of his older black friends were just they seemed just to not like black people. And they would be like, hey, Willie, that was my dad's name, Willie, why you don't drink no more? And then they would say stuff like, you need to be friends with more white people, Willie. I mean, if you shake hands with a white man, you'll become friends. And like, these guys would come by every weekend, like, what's happening? We make enemies with white people. We never did that. Why are they telling us? So I just kind of start stealing some of their attitudes of just espousing the good nature of the white man. Like, I never understood. And I also always wondered, why is my daddy friends with these kids? So I took that attitude and I put them toward Uncle Ruckus, as slow moving and the Southern, and just his hatred for Negroes. And that became Uncle Ruckus. No, relax. Before I ever did the show, I was already a fan of the Boondocks. I loved the comic strips. I had every book that Aaron Magruder had ever put together. So when they asked me to audition Strong Arm, I was like, I want to audition for Granddad, Huey, Riley, and Tom Next Door, like every male in there. And then the new character for the TV show that wasn't in the comic strips yet was Uncle Ruckus. So then they told me who he was, and I was like, oh, I know this man. I know exactly who that is. And that was it. That was the beginning of this Ruckus ride. Yeah. So if you got something to say, you can, or else I'm just going to let people start asking questions. I love answering stuff.
Let's go to the crowd.
Yeah. If you got any questions at all, you can, or I'll keep talking. But if you got any Question about animation, the Boondocks? Yes, sir, you, Chef.
First off, it is.
But you gotta ask me, you dress up like Chef, you better ask me. Come on, bro, what you gotta say?
Fine, deal. Justin.
Hello there, Uncle Ruckus.
Hey there, Chef.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I like most of it all.
All right, I have a question for you.
All right.
Have you met a cosplayer who dressed up as Uncle Ruckus?
I have never met a not once. And somebody told me that there's a guy who like goes around to a lot of cons dressed as Ruckus. Never met him. I would love to. And also, if you ever, I didn't mean to make you leave, brother. Hey.
I'm out of this motherfucker. He's about to go and get into his Uncle Ruckus costume. Oh, he gonna meet one tonight.
I hadn't, and I would love to. I also love anytime somebody thinks they have a good Uncle Ruckus, I want to hear. Don't ever think I don't. Like sometimes people come up and they'll kind of like, yeah, I kind of do. It's like, just do it, man. I love to hear people doing voices. I cannot imitate other people. I've never been good at imitating other people. My specialty is creating new characters. But I'm not a Phil Lamar. Like Phil Lamar can do anybody's voice. I'm surprised I'm working at all. But, and by the way, here's something I told a couple of you today. If you watch Star Wars, Clone Wars, I was the original Kit Fisto.
Hey.
Yeah. And then I was too busy. I was doing a show called Boston Legal. And then they were like, you gotta be in, oh, thank you for that. I was a woman most of the time on the show. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do both shows at the same time. So then they called in that damn Phil Lamar. Let him have my job.
They took your job.
Yeah, I took my job. Which is surprising to see a black man and boy get in the way. Yeah, yes ma'am.
What do you think about AI's role in possibly pushing out voice acting?
Look, so my son is a computer programmer, dude, strong arm. He's a great coder, and years ago, he's in his junior year of college right now. Years ago, maybe when he was, by the way, this is only I'm going to get back to that. This is only my third con I've ever done as like signing stuff and getting to meet people. Usually I'm on a panel, and I never get to meet people. And if I'm on a panel with a lot of people, what bugs me about panels is there's a bunch of questions, and we talk, and we leave like 4 minutes for you guys to ask questions. Like, no, people don't want to hear this bullshit. I want to hear what y'all have to say. And I say all that to say, at all of the things you'll notice sitting beside, hey man, I just met you, good to see you, buddy. Your name was Jeremy.
Correct.
Yes, thank you very much, ma'am. I have a shitty memory, but I remember. So they have somebody sitting beside all the people like me who are signing stuff. And they brought me somebody for this one. Like I didn't have anybody to do that. And they brought me this girl who I thought, oh, she's a shy young thing. I don't know what she knows. But then she started educating me on, hey, here's how things work. And you have a panel tomorrow. And this is that, and that is that. And her name is Cecily, and she's at the back, and she has absolutely rocked. So, thank you for helping me out. And also, she's a jiu-jitsu specialist, so she had to break a couple of legs. So if anybody wants to try to fight her, she's right there. So AI, back to AI. So my son, who's now a junior in college, when he was in like middle school, he said to me one day, you know that AI is going to take your job someday, right? And I was like, yeah, it probably will. So here's what I think about it in general. I think AI in general, like there's a lot of misconceptions about what it is. Luckily, I have a computer programming son, and he keeps me as up to date as somebody who's not in the business, that business can be. It's going to take our jobs, and it could take them right now. Tomorrow, if Coca-Cola wanted to go, hey, let's do a commercial with a deep voiced black guy that sounds like Gary Anthony Williams, and like they couldn't do it. The technology is 100% already there. It's not weak, they could make it happen. I think it will take people like us. It will take human beings going, I agree to hire another human being. Because it's another entity. It's an entity that we're all living with. And it's an entity for good. Like I just saw a thing with AI and breast cancer where it diagnosed 100% of these cases, and the doctors were like 70-something% early diagnosis. It's going to save lives, and it's going to take jobs. So I got to just keep having fun before it comes for my job. But I have a full understanding that that's going to happen. It is. I don't feel good about it. It's going to happen. James Earl Jones, I don't know how many of you know what he did, but
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So he has now allowed for AI for the studios to use a combination of his voice and AI for the future Darth Vader voice. So it always stays, the money, the legacy stays in his family as opposed to going to, I don't know, a Phil Lamar. And I need, when you guys get a chance, especially you, Mike, I've been picking on you all day long. Like since this morning when I first saw you when I was walking, did I not? I was like, oh my gosh, don't play on that. But if you guys could, after this panel or whenever, just tweet out, man, Gary Anthony Williams really went off at Phil Lamar. Just to mess with him. Because the other day I went to do a panel and they picked me up from the airport, and as a joke, they had a Phil Lamar picking up Phil Lamar sign in. And Phil and I are like best buddies, so anytime I get to stick it back to him, I will. Yes, more questions.
Oh, let me interject 1 second, so sorry.
Okay.
Anyone who was asking questions, can we have y'all line up over here? And if any of y'all are shy about the questions, I'm more than happy to ask.
Oh, does it just make it easier to hear them? Oh, okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Guys, you know what? Strong Arm should have told you that. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I cannot believe you let this happen. To literally the best group of people I've ever met in my life.
They said, hey, come up here with Gary Anthony. I said, all right, bet.
Let's do it. We got to start our own podcast.
Nah, we gonna do it.
Strong Arm and Ruckus together. All right, yeah, let's do it then. If we're gonna be all formal, if people need to be heard.
Number one.
Hello, Uncle Ruckus.
Would you please tell the court your name, ma'am?
My name is Jessica, and I want
Jessica, I need everybody, when they first come up, to tell the court what your name is and what your favorite thing is. Whatever that means to you, that would be nice. The court would like to know that. Yes, Jessica, your name is Jessica. Your favorite thing is?
cats.
Yes, Jessica. Jessica's cat thing, yes.
I want to know, what is your favorite episode that you performed in the Boondocks?
The question was my favorite episode. I don't have a single favorite episode, because I will tell you that every day working on that show was an absolute blast. Because they really let us play a lot. Like we got to do a lot of improv. Like the scenes like playing checkers with Granddad. But they wrote it, so we did a written version, and then he was just like, just make it up, improv it. So everything we did in that show was written and / improv. So I never had a favorite thing, because just the opportunity to just go in there and play with Regina King and Cedric Yarbrough and like all those guys all the time. I could not even nail it down to a favorite episode. Every bit of it was a straight up joy, and that's no lie. Great question, Jessica. Take care of your parents. Great question asking, everybody. Great question asking.
What up? I'm Russell Yap. My favorite thing is breakdancing.
Oh, wow. Right. Would you throw a wave for everyone? Just throw us some. Russell, yeah.
Go.
Oh, no. Okay, all right. Why you didn't do that, Strong Arm? Why you didn't start out with it?
Hey, what you don't know is Strong Arm is a dancer.
No, I don't.
What's up, man?
So the question's about the AI thing, because with the sad death of John Witherspoon, I always thought, oh man, there would never be another season of the Boondocks. And if you cannot disclose that because you're under contract, that's totally cool. But could AI also help? If someone could do the John Witherspoon.
I'm going to disclose some stuff.
Oh.
Get ready for the disclosure. This is seasoning.
Exclusive.
When he first passed, there was consideration of using his voice
Right.
from other episodes,
Yes, sir.
lines from his voice structure, and a combination of his voice and AI. So that was 100% a consideration because Aaron, who created the show, also is a big science nerd. So he was already looking into AI to continue the show then. The reason the show did not continue, the reason it did not continue was not even about John Witherspoon's death. There was kind of a comeback between HBO Max and Sony, who created the show. So it wasn't totally Witherspoon's death. His wife had given the okay for us to go on with the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Great question, great answer.
Next up
Edwin,
is-
if you guys did not get a massage from Edwin, then you're wasting your life. Yeah.
Alright, my name is Chris, and my favorite thing is obviously conventions. Basically my favorite vacation time.
Rock on, brother, rock on.
What's up, Ed boy?
How's it?
Good, man. He's about to tell us his favorite thing is convention.
Basically it's because it's my favorite vacation time, so.
Nice. What kind of question you got yourself?
How does it feel to kick Huey's ass in a movie theater?
It felt great to kick. I love like the whole action part of it, the whole anime part, the whole karate part, because Aaron Magruder, who created the show, that's what he loves. He is a big old nerd. He's a huge anime fan, and if you notice, like through the seasons, the more he could start leaning into anime, the more he did it. The seasons that we started right before Witherspoon died, before they broke the show up, I had already recorded 8 episodes of a new season. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but who's gonna sue me? Nobody. Because Cecily knows jujitsu.
Don't nobody.
Pete might sue me. Hey, there's Sonic over there. There's Silver Sonic right there. It's Pete coming.
I'm just here as a lawyer and I'm gonna sue you.
Have it. You're welcome to join, buddy. Okay, he already did it. Oh, give me that question again. How does it feel to kick it? Oh, so Aaron loved anime. He loved karate. Like he loves all of that stuff. He loves old Japanese movies, and you will notice like he takes a lot of move from certain movies, from certain anime things. Like he will literally just steal frames and make them just because he loves them. Makes them authentic. So it feels great to kick that little boy.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Hello, my name is Melinda. My favorite thing is drawing.
Oh, excellent. Keep drawing, please. I used to draw. I stopped when I was younger, and now I wish I had never put my pencil down. So.
And my question is, since we're on the topic of the Boondocks reboot, right, and how it was canceled, were you like disappointed about it? Were there some episodes you were really excited to see air?
I was 3,000% disappointed because I was already, like I said, I was already recording them. At the time we were doing it, I was on the road doing a TV show for Netflix called The Crew, and so I couldn't record it in my home studio anymore. So I built basically a studio in my hotel room. So I was having a great time like doing The Crew early in the day, and then like recording my Boondocks episodes later in the day when I would get off from working. And then when they canceled it, it's like, yeah, I mean, I love that show so much, and I love working with the people in the show so much. And the new episodes were ridiculous. Ridiculous. They were Boondocksier than Boondocks. Yeah. Uncle Ruckus had way too much power. Way too much power, and he was set up for a big crash. So yeah, it was a big disappointment.
Maybe one day.
I would love it. I would love it if they just did like I was telling someone today, do a big Boondocks movie. Yeah. So thank you. Good to see you. First people I met this morning.
You know what? Before the next one, I got to got one question of my own.
Yeah.
What would you think if they had a whole Ruckus spinoff?
A whole Ruckus spin-off. But let me say this. You need another voice to balance out Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Ruckus is a horrible human being. You don't have somebody else there reminding everybody how horrible he is. It's just like, hey everybody, let's come to watch the racist show. But you need somebody reminding you that this guy is not cool at all. If any of you follow me on TikTok, the Gary Anthony Williams, you'll notice like I do a lot of stuff with Ruckus, but I always do me playing the common sense. So it'll be like, man, Ruckus, I know exactly what you're talking about, Gary. Donald Trump is the best damn king and president we ever. Donald Trump's not he is a king. You can't say, look, he's not a king. He's no. You used to the old America. This ain't the new America. Well, this ain't no, this is a new America. Shut your black ass, Gary. So I'm always the one, like, when I do my TikToks as Ruckus and me, that's got to be that voice of reason. I love the idea of him having a show as long as there's somebody there to counterpoint his racist black ass.
All right, next up.
Hello, my name is Cristobal, and I guess like music.
Oh, all right, Crystal.
My question is, what did you think when you got the Jimmy Rebel episode script?
Oh, okay. So, hi, my name is Gary Anthony Williams. I'm a Pisces. I live in Valley Village. He's talking about Jimmy Rebel episode, which was Uncle Ruckus basically has a love affair with this guy who writes this white dude who writes racist country music. And the guy doesn't know that Uncle Ruckus is black, but he hears some songs. So when that episode happened, they came to me and said, hey, we're doing this episode where Uncle Ruckus writes this racist country music. And they said, do you want to write the music? Because all the other songs on there, I improvised. Like in the first episode, Don't Trust Them New N-Words over there. That was totally improvised. I improvised the song, and then they put music behind it. Every song I ever wrote on there until that point, I improvised. Like if you ever see me singing, white black folks, I'm a slavery, like that, all that shit. You ever hear me singing that? I made it up, and you want to know why I start singing a lot in the show? Because my friend Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad and Malcolm in the Middle one day told me, he said, hey Gary, if you sing on a TV show, they have to pay you music. Ask has to pay you. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, in Malcolm in the Middle, I sing all the time because they have to pay me if I sing these little ditties. I was like, really? So anytime I had as Ruckus, I would hum, I would sing, and then the paychecks kept coming in. So, but then as I started improvising stuff on there, they were like, you're the one who, you know the voice of Uncle Ruckus. So do you want to write the music? So I wrote, how many ever songs were in there? I wrote them all except for maybe one of them. I wrote all of those. So I felt great about it because I got it's like horrible music. Anything you figure, the president and they got to me. Horrible. He's horrible. Yeah. Good question, my friend. Cristobal. What's up, Dan?
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I could not be better.
Okay.
Step on up to the mic.
Hey, if you don't even remember the question you have, if you don't remember it, you can step back one and let somebody else come up, or you can just make something up or tell me a poem.
So I was just listening to the other voice actors, and they were saying that they never got to like meet the other voice actors in the show. So I was wondering, did you end up meeting the voice actors?
Oh yeah, so when we first started out doing the Boondocks, we would all do group records. Everybody was always together, in the same room together. If you had stuff where you're talking over each other, you'd still be in the same room, but they put you in a little isolation booth.
Okay.
So the first season, like almost every episode was done together. And then people start getting busier and busier, then you have to record separately. But yeah, like, we were all buddies, like so John Witherspoon one day invites me over to his house. He's like, hey, why don't you come over to the house? I don't want you to just see my house. And it turns out we just lived a few blocks apart. So he takes me to his house, which is this ridiculously beautiful house because John Witherspoon was stupid rich. And he goes, let me show you my office. Then he walks me out his back door to another house He had bought the house behind him and taken the fence down. And that was now his office. But here's what he loved about the office, and this is him walking me through the house. Hey, this is my office. White folks used to live here. Then he took me to his kitchen. It's a kitchen. White folks used to cook in the kitchen. In the bedroom, you know what white folks did in the bedroom. Like it was that. Like, he was just the greatest dude in the world. So yeah, we all knew each other extremely well. We all hung out together when we worked, when we didn't work. Like we all became sweet, super sweet buddies and everything. Yeah.
And then, are we ever gonna get an advertisement by Uncle Ruckus?
An advertisement? What does that mean?
Like a food or something like that?
From Uncle Ruckus. I have to think of what.
KFC.
No, it was definitely not. You clearly do not know Uncle Ruckus. You don't Mexican son of a bitch. You do not. All right, yeah. What's up, man?
What's up?
Your name and what you enjoy to the court, please.
For the record, my name is Steven. And I love comedy, that's why I
Love company, all right. Hurry up.
So I just kind of learned earlier, you said you auditioned for a bunch of stuff before Uncle Ruckus?
Yeah.
Before the Boondocks? Do you have like any renditions of like a Tom or?
I literally can't even remember what voices. Like here, I don't remember what voice I used. Here's how, like if you work a lot, there's certain people like my buddy Tara Strong. Most of you probably know her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You can ask her any voice she does, and she goes bam, 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 bam. I am not that dude. Like even when I played Mufasa, I was like, could you play the last version of Mufasa so I can hear it in my ear? Because I always want to be in the exact right place. I could not remember like what I used for Huey, Riley, Tom. I know it was nothing like what Virginia King was doing, but she's just straight up killing those characters. And Cedric Yarbrough played Tom, and he's also Colonel Stinkmeaner in the Boondocks as well. So I couldn't even come close to remembering. And in the Boondocks, like even though I'm playing Uncle Ruckus, we also played, in any episode, you play 2 or 3 other characters in every episode. So it's always multiple characters in an episode. Yeah. Good question. I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir.
My name is Jude, and I like drawing.
All right, excellent, Jude. Again, don't put down the pen. Like just keep the pen and the pencil in your hand at all times.
If given a chance, provided that you have the author's blessing, would you ever consider doing doing some songs for a single?
Yes, 100%. I don't need the author's blessing, by the way. Here's what. If you go to my TikTok, you will see several songs that I have written. Singing as Uncle Ruckus. There's one called It's All Good in the White Hood. There's one called No Relation. It's All Good in the White Hood is kind of both of those are kind of hip hop songs. And then I just put another one up. I can't remember what it's. Fuck around and find out. That one is like really, it's me. I do all the voices and everything. So it's me, and maybe somebody can play it in here in a minute, but that's what the first one, No Relation. It's a hip hop and it starts with, hey, Negro, listen. I'll tell you something like your mammy should have did. Respect a white man, he made the pyramids. And everything raised in the United States did it all by himself, but help us go hang. Yes, you is superior, yes, you is inferior, don't try to deny. La la la, I can't hear you. Best dang thing since sliced white bread, with the best dang brain and a nice white head. Hey, face the music, clean the station. Uncle Ruckus. So that's part of listen to the songs on that. So yeah, I'm always. And years ago, I did 2 Christmas songs. One was called "Merry Christmas, White Children," and the other one was called "All I Want for Christmas Is Some Pretty White Skin." So yeah, I got music out there, brother. But yes, I'll get you some more out. Don't worry, I'll put a fresh beat.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
You was on, Ruckus. What's up, bro?
You know, I'm back.
Oh, no.
I'm back.
Oh,
Anyways, my name is Y2kon. My favorite thing is Michael Jackson.
oh, cool.
But,
Kinda cool.
So
You know, he had problems.
hey, you know, he's black and white. So
He was a good singer, but he had some problems.
So I have a two-parter. It's gonna be really quick. First question is, how was it playing a gay character in Soul Plane, especially for the early 2000s? At the time, it wasn't very popular, so I did get a lot of slack about it. And also, how was the set?
How was the set of
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane? How was it to play a gay character in Soul Plane? Just fine. I remember going home to Atlanta one time, and like probably everybody, I have gay members in my family, and they were like, "That's great," something. And then I remember going to a laundromat, and there was a black dude in there, built like me at the time. At that time I was probably like 360 pounds or something like that, right? And he goes, "You Gary, you playing a Soul Plane." Yeah. I hate you. Like, why? Oh, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. He's like, I hate you because now my nephews call me Flame. Because I used to wear purple lip gloss, and then you wore purple lip gloss. Now I can't wear my purple lip gloss. I hate you. That's the only hate I ever got from the gay community. That was it. Now I would not play that role because it's a different time, and I'm not trying to step on like, hey, loving the gay, you gotta play it, you know. But at that time, it wasn't as inappropriate. At that time, I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't play that role now. But I did not get any flack from the gay community whatsoever. The gay community actually really loved that character. That one and the transgender person I played in Boston Legal.
Yeah.
Like, actually, transgender people would write me letters and say, thank you for bringing our population into the open there. So, again, probably another role I would not play now. Yeah.
And the second part was kind of unrelated to everything. Basically, I've noticed, we just mentioned it earlier, a huge weight loss.
Yeah.
So how did that come across, and like, what did you do?
I created a diet. It was kind of before the whole keto thing, but I called it White is Evil. And I know everything I'm saying makes me sound like some kind of racist. Black people are white people. I could care less what color you are. I hate you all, no matter what. But I cut out no bread, no rice, no pasta. I don't add sugar to anything. So I created that White is Evil thing, and then the weight just came. A lot of people are like, but you had surgery, right? No, that stuff was my poison, man. So I stopped eating that stuff. So that was it for me.
Absolutely.
It made me angry for a while. I had a very boring mouth. My theory is carbs are the things that keep us from beating our children, because if you're hungry and skinny, you're gonna hit a kid. Fat people rarely hit kids, and I never hit my kids when I was fat. But when I was skinny, I got mad. Boy, I wanted to sound like that dude. All right, thank you. Right on, right. Are we good on time? We got time. We got 9 minutes. Okay.
Oh, hi. My name is Yvonne. No relation.
No relation. Nice.
And in the Boondocks.
What do you like? I didn't hear what you like, Yvonne.
Oh, food.
Okay. Fair.
And in the Boondocks, you had like a lot of guests like Lil Wayne and Samuel Jackson, like playing the white guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was your favorite like celebrity guest in the show?
I am such a huge Sam Jackson fan. You already nailed it. I have 2 great stories for me in Hollywood. Like one time I was in a Whole Foods, and this lady comes up to me and says, in front of a bunch of people, "You are not a good actor." Do you know how happy that made me? Because I was like, thank God she's probably been looking for me for years to let me know that I'm not a good actor. Like, you go on, sister, all right. I was like, I'll try to fix that. And then that was one of my favorite stories in Hollywood. And the second was one day, I was getting coffee somewhere, and somebody tapped me on the shoulder, and it was Sam Jackson. And I had never met him before. And he goes, man, just want to say, I want to tell you that I love your work. And I was like, dude, you're Sam Jackson. What are you talking about? I'll go to any movie that you're in. So that dude, by far, like him on the show, I love everything he does. So yeah, he's my favorite.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Sir, state your name for the record.
I'm Kevin, and I'm supposed to say something I like, right?
Yeah, state your likes, please.
I like mathematics.
Mathematics, very good. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2.
So this
is that the quadratic equation, sir? Okay, very good.
So one thing I've always wanted to ask the cast member is, so Aaron Magruder, his work is very political, and the Boondocks, it was like the first thing I can think of for a general audience that was talking about the internal politics of like Black community in America. And he does not pull punches, and he's fairly direct in many of his criticisms. Many of them somewhat hostile to many parts of Black culture, and I knew many people who thought they were sort of like unfair. Is there anything that like, are there stances that the Boondocks take or Aaron Magruder's taken in his art that you were like, that's a little too harsh or a little too unfair?
There's always stuff like you know, like the Black community is like I can guarantee I can line up every Black person in here. We're going to disagree on something. Like we're not all agreeing on the same thing. But there's some stuff that like makes me uncomfortable, like unfair. I don't even really know what that is, you know, because it's like differences of opinions. And the one thing he never did on that show is just spout one opinion this way and nobody else had an opposing opinion. So you get to choose. You get to choose. Like it's hard for me to be offended by anything like that, because when multiple sides are presented in an argument or situation or POV. So no, like nothing ever made me. I remember my sister Belinda one time, just the simplest thing, calling me up, was like, I really love the Boondocks, I really do. I was like, thank you, Linda. And she goes, but do you have to say nigga so much? I get paid every time I say that word. And it is not a word. I can guarantee you, you will never ever hear me walking around my house using that word. I do not use it at home. I never use it in front of my son. It's not a word that I say. You know, I grew up deep south in the woods, and that word definitely, I would punch a friend in the mouth if he said that word to me back then. So it's not a word I use, but in the context of this show and the power of it, using the power of it, especially from this idiot, Uncle Ruckus, then it's like a necessary evil in that show. So I gotta go, no, and you know, if people were hurt by it, then, oh man, they got all those other channels on TV. Thank you, brother.
Hello, my name's Diego.
Hey, Diego.
I love my mom's cooking.
Oh, my mama's cooking.
My question is there anyone in particular that you remember, like, while doing recordings of main seasons that just had you guys laughing, like one person or two in particular?
Yeah. John Witherspoon, always. Yeah. Like, you were going to laugh if John Witherspoon was on working with you that day. Cedric Yarbrough, another ridiculous, he's from Reno 911 too. Just another ridiculously funny dude. And then there's a comedian named Afion Crockett who came in to play, I think he played 50 Cent on there one time. And then he's doing Get Rich or Die Trying. So just him, like anytime I see Afion, the first thing I say to him is Get Rich or Die Trying. He's like nailing it. So he made me laugh ridiculously on that. But definitely Witherspoon all the time. All the time. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Hey, my name is Russell, and I enjoy photography.
Thank you, Russell.
I would like to ask you, who do you look up to, and why?
Nobody. Several people, man. Like, I really respect people in any field who can do what I cannot do. Like Drake, no, I can out-rap Drake. I don't respect him. Yeah, you heard what I said? Make sure you tweet out. Gary came down through the morning.
Breaking news.
And Gary just challenged Drake.
Breaking news.
Gary just challenged Drake to a freestyle battle. Not the new style freestyle where you gotta write shit down, but straight off the dome freestyle, I would rap Drake Undertaker. But so anybody that does anything, and I don't care what field, when you're talking about drawing or mathematics, any of that stuff that I cannot do at all, you got my wholehearted, full respect. Your photography, I saw you today with your, you got the, and that thing too. Like I can't line up a picture. I don't have that positive and negative space kind of thing. So like, those are the people I respect, not just in my business, but like people who have a passion and can do something I can't do. That's my easy answer on that. Thank you, brother. Call Drake for me.
My name is Jeff.
What's up, Jay?
And I like to travel around the world.
Right, that's cool, man.
I got a question. Have you ever met Keith David or Phil Lamar?
Phil Lamar and I do a show together every month and have for the last 13 years. Sometimes a couple of times a month. Yeah, we're in a show in LA called The Black Version. So we've been buddies for 13 years. We were friends before that, like acquaintances, but now we're super buddies. Like I just started doing these cons, and he's the guy that I text like, hey, what do I do about, what's this and that? So he's the one who like fills me in on all that stuff. And yeah, Keith and I have met a couple of times. Like we've done some Rick and Morty stuff together, and then just like in a hallway somewhere. That's him. That was my Keith. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I don't know anybody who's ever said a negative word about that dude. He's a good human being.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Hello. All right, hold on. So I'm gonna speed this up because our time is getting.
I'll give shorter answers.
All right.
My name is Ian. I like climbing trees.
Oh, way to go, man.
And I was just curious, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies are, I hike, I walk every day if I get a chance, like up hills in the little mountains in LA. So I usually like walk like 4 to 10 miles a day if I get a chance. I love listening to old school radio shows. I like watching cartoons. And before I screwed my back up with COVID and gardening too much, well, I love gardening. Then I like to play tennis. I never learned from anybody, I just trained myself. But yeah, those are my hobbies, man. Yeah, I hope those weren't boring. I should get better hobbies for next time.
And for these last three, let's answer them as Uncle Ruckus.
All right, I'll say, if it's a Ruckus answerable question, I will do exactly that.
Hello, I'm Edward. I just met you earlier.
It was good to meet you.
And I know I heard that you mentioned why the hell did the Boondock season 5 being canceled before after that long recording.
Why was it canceled before?
Yeah, because if they're not moving forward because of the stupid merger between Warner Brothers and the Discovery Networks, then who's going to pick it up? Because I've heard that Sony still got the rights.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So Sony TV, here's Uncle Ruckus. Sony TV got the TV rights to do it. So it was actually Sony that did not want to go. HBO Max wanted to continue making the show, but Sony had a problem with that.
Yeah, and I hope someone could try to pick up the series from 96 after you had it long.
I need you over here. I need you to go fix that for us. Yeah, I hope somebody can pick it up too, but it's two big companies, and they kind of had a battle, and then we're in the middle. All of us are in the middle of this.
I want to make sure trying to get the last two. So
thank you, brother. Thank you, my friend.
I got a two-parter, but I promise I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Number one, have you ever used Uncle Ruckus to prank call an actual racist organization to try to see how?
Oh my God, I have not, but now I will.
Number two, if Uncle Ruckus is going to do a commercial for any restaurant, it's got to be Cracker Barrel. With all the nice fine white folks in there all the time.
Oh yes, you're absolutely right. Cracker Barrel.
Because cracker is offensive.
Yeah. Caucasian man. You're absolutely right. What's up, George?
So my name's George.
Yeah, I just.
So my question is, Has there ever been a joke in the Boondocks that was like, oh, bro, that's too racist, we can't do that? That like, you know, like, I don't know, right? Like, I know what Boondocks is, but has there ever been a joke or something that has been like, oh no, we can't hear that?
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but there's been 2 episodes I know of that we got in trouble for airing. One was a Tyler Perry episode.
Yeah, we know about that one.
In that Tyler Perry episode, I am almost ashamed to say, came from a real life, kinda. I had to go to Tyler Perry's house one time for a screen. This is going to get me in trouble. Because I've never said it like in a big public space, kind of like this. That might get leaked out. I had to go to his house one time for a script reading of one of his new movies. I'm not a fan of his work at all. But my sister Mary is, and I was like, oh, it filmed in Georgia, where we're from. She'll get to come to the set. She'll meet Tyler Perry because she's a big fan. So I go to his house, and long story short, Tyler has everybody pray before we do the reading. But the stuff he was praying about was like, oh, God, let us find the jokes. Let this movie make a lot of money. And it was like, why are we praying about this now? And so I'm just looking around the room, looking at everybody, like Sofia Vergara was there, and she was nobody of mine from Soul Plane, and like Angela Bassett with a big old whipped arm. And I'm just looking around the room. And they were filming it, and like in the Boondocks episode, I got caught not praying while everybody else was praying, because I'm like, idiot. And so I told Aaron Magruder, the creator, about like, oh, here's why I went on to Tyler Perry's house. He's like, that was on a Friday. Like, that's funny. Monday he calls me like, I just sent you the script, read it. And it was Granddad going to Tyler Perry's house, getting caught not praying, getting trapped in the compound, and having to fight his way through Tyler Perry's big horde of gay bodybuilders. So yeah, that one, either they aired it once and then yanked it off the air, or they could never air it in the US on TV. And then there was another BET one that also got ripped off the air. Because BET was run by a guy named Reggie Hudlin. Reggie Hudlin was also one of the original producers of the Boondocks. And so we did an episode about that guy who now ran BET that used to be on the Boondocks.